go a look at the front pages, but what is the morning brief without your feedback, without what you've been saying, without what has been making the rounds across social media? And Jeffrey, what a weekend it was. I always speak to the sports people because they usually have their own weekend on the side. It's like people take a break during the weekend for sports and then resume during the weekday. But that's not to say a lot of things didn't quite happen. And I think we should just start off with this video of Anambra State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Ife Obinabo, calling for help. And it's a very, I don't know, it leaves a very bad taste in the mouth, those call for help, as an 18-year-old boy impregnates a 10-year-old, or 10 girls rather, including his boss's daughter. So let's take a listen, Jeffrey. So that call for help was quite jarring, Jeffrey. 18-year-old, an adult as it is, but this spree of impregnation or impregnating is quite worrisome. So the question is, what is government doing beyond calling for help? I think it's another issue. Why is government calling for help? What kind of help do you need? Do you need help from parents and guardians to ensure that they keep watch over their children? That's understandable. But in terms of taking action, that's government's.
It's very shocking to hear that an 18-year-old boy has this level of strength and expertise to impregnate 10 girls. I don't know what the ages are. Perhaps maybe they are teenagers like him. The word we use on the street is put the children in the family way, because these are children, literally. Yeah. Children giving birth to children in that sense. It just calls to question how we raise kids. So everybody must be called here. The boy has a responsibility. The young ladies also have a responsibility. But how were they raised as by their parents in that sense? I know it can be quite difficult with teenagers at the end of the day. But this is something beyond television. Yeah. It's a backroom conversation. Because 10 children at the age of 18, he doesn't have a bearing for his life yet. He doesn't even know what life is up for him. So, but we will get in touch with the authorities in Anambra State so that we can really understand the back end and the entirety of this story. But it's quite alarming. It is clear that this boy cannot take care of these children. He can't. He's 18. He's learning a trade. He doesn't even know where his life is headed. But anyway, I don't even know what to say. We just pray that there's going to be a way out of this. 10 children at the age of 18 is just not, is irresponsible and reckless.
Absolutely. So what are we feeding our young people with? What are they being fat on, both online and offline? These are the issues we need to come together to speak. But definitely we'll have a conversation with her about this one. But let's talk about the work of the NDLEA. I think NDLEA from time to time makes some shocking discoveries, and you just wonder, how come? I mean, do these things still happen? But apparently, they still do. And we understand that the NDLEA uncovered hidden drug storage inside a fuel tanker. Yeah, that's. I don't know if that's new. I'm not in that sector, but that is just shocking all the way. The uncovering of hidden drug storage inside fuel tanker. We've seen all sorts, inside books, inside bags, inside different things, and people ingest it. But inside a fuel tanker is another level. So how do you go about that? Do you have to scan these tankers, or you just rely on information? Well, kudos to the NDLEA. And you see users saying someone definitely snitched on this. So it's good to have whistleblowers. It's good to also follow intelligence so that these things are caught as they happen. So there you have it, Jeffrey.
Amazing. It's just shocking how far people will go to just push drugs in our country. But we must commend the NDLEA. We had Baba Femi the other day, the PRO of the NDLEA. So you can see there how the NDLEA was able to track this. I think I agree with that somebody snitched. Look at the level of work they put in to push drugs. On one hand, you're carrying I don't know whether the fuel tanker was loaded with that highly inflammable substance called PMS. Anyway, they carried extra goods. So the NDLEA was able to track it and pull it out. So that's where they hid it.
So we need to know what will happen to this,
who is the owner of this truck?
Exactly, who's the owner of the truck?
Who is the driver? And all of those are the questions.
It's good to see the videos online, but it's more important to follow through. I love the way the NDLEA uses media for all of these things, but it should not stop here. Let us follow the story. Who is responsible? What do you do with the drugs? Let us see what you do with the drugs when you do what the court says you should do with the drugs, or otherwise it's not enough to leave it here. But that's not all, Jeffrey. Another drug bust, an Iran-bound woman was caught with cocaine concealed yet again. So these things still happen. But as we said, it's good to see the bust, but it's more important to see or follow the litigation, the court processes, and the eventual outcome of it.
So that's another bust. This should be at the airports. So since they don't want to give up, the NDLEA is also not giving up. As a matter of fact, that's one of the most important agencies of government, in my view, to check all of this trafficking, because a lot of young people are on drugs, and these are the perpetrators, or these are the people that are feeling that space. Okay, let's go to the girls that were trafficked and are being brought back from Abidjan. It's great to see that this effort. I understand the federal government is also doing a lot more to bring more people back, people that are stranded, people that were trafficked. I think this is courtesy of Air Peace, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So commendation to Alan Oyema, the chairman of Air Peace, and everybody that was involved in this, the government, everybody that was involved in this to rescue these girls. But when we see these videos and some of these things, these successes being recorded in terms of eventual safe repatriation in that sense, we need to ask deeper questions as well as to the state of our economy, why people are so desperate. If you know what it takes to cross the desert, the Sahara Desert, you ask yourself, what is it that somebody's leaving home for, that the person will decide to take this level of risk? Yeah. Crossing that desert is 50-50. It's either you die or you live, but people still take. But for some of these guys, a question of they've been deceived. Look at them. Very, very young, some in their mid-20s, some late teens, some maybe early 30s. Some were deceived to go and carry out domestic duties.
Promised jobs in the supermarket.
Promised jobs and all of that. And then eventually they are turned to sex slaves and all kinds of slaves. And beyond these girls, who are those that are perpetrating it? We need to find them.
Those are the real questions. I know that the government had said some of them had been apprehended, so it's important to follow through with this yet again, as there was a lot of fanfare and all with their arrival, which is great. There also needs to be that much spoken about what is being done to prosecute those who are responsible or suspected.
Yeah, which is why I had a conversation on sister program with the Electoral Offences Commission. And my question to the sponsor of the bill, who was kind enough to come on the show, was always, we are tired of small fries being held accountable. Where are the big boys? If electoral malpractice happens, what are the big politicians that are sponsoring it? Yeah. Things like this, we're seeing these girls, innocent girls, trafficked for whatever reason. Where are the big names behind these people? That is how to build confidence in citizens. I think the government needs to take rebuilding confidence seriously. Donald Trump is an ex-convict, because there's a system that works. They found him guilty on 34-count charge, and he was declared convicted. And although I don't know how the American system works anyway, but eventually he became the president of America. But it's an ex-convict. That has not been overturned in any court of law. That can never. Just imagine you're going to arraign Obasanjo or your Goodluck Jonathan or Muhammadu Buhari in court. Just the thought of arraigning them in court, there's going to be a lot of furor and chaos everywhere. So, okay, but on the lighter side, let's go to the brighter side. We talked about the big things. The AMVCA was the weekend, and there were big winners of the night. I was happy to see Femi Adebayo, who gave us a leak into that event. That is movie 7 Doors, and then we invited him and talked to him again. But we're showing you how Nigerians pulled up at that event. killing it.
Well,
look, Met Gala has nothing on us.
Certainly. I think
Met
you
Gala
just have to give it to Nigeria.
Forget Nigerians.
But a lot of questions have been asked because, I mean, this is huge. It's just thinking of the thought process. In fact, I wonder how they were able to get enough designers to pull all these outfits off. Because I imagine you need like hundreds of people working on these outfits all together, maybe even thousands if you put all of the outfits we saw yesterday together. I give an average of maybe 4 people working on each outfit, each major outfit. But the question, Jeffrey, is I'm sure this is they will only wear once, right?
Yes, it's only once. So
what happens afterwards?
No, they archive it. That's how it works. So if you're lucky to be a superstar eventually, icon in that sense, you can open your own little gallery of all the things you wore at different events. In fact, that's how it works for the Hollywood and the rest of them. But you cannot wear this a second time. This is just showbiz at its best. It's just like what you wear to Met Gala.
I have more questions, Jeffrey.
Yes.
2, I hope we've all paid for these outfits.
So dresses are actually fashion designers. Okay, the red carpet are actually fashion designers' billboard because of the focus for that day. That is how that industry works. So some, they pay for it. Some, the designer will say, look, I need my name out there. All I need for you to do is to put on this. So even when you go to Hollywood, even the juries, for instance, when you see the bodyguard, sometimes they're not guarding the celebrity, they are guarding the jury. Yeah.
I have a few more questions, but I'll ask during the break. But this was beautiful to see. We have to say congratulations to everyone who was nominated. Yes, everyone who won, all the people who did the job. I was at a hotel just that day, actually. Jeffrey, it was a logistical nightmare. You don't even want to go near that place. So it's great to see Nigeria pulling this off. I know we've been comparing this with other award ceremonies, but I think we can learn and know that these things can be done for a global audience. But we'll take a quick break now. When we return, don't forget you can be a part of the show with our lines and email. But we're starting with a very important topic regarding that irregular migration, the gory and horror stories. How can we put an end to it? That's the moment. Stay with us.